Beb with that spray down!
Oh!
This will be the peak of Crossfire Philippines Valley.
Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Tayo nagbabalik dito sa ating ikalawang serya ng ikaunang araw ng CFS25 Path or Regionals Finals. At kami nga pala ang inyong panel, Mochi at Dado nga pala na magsaservisyo sa inyo patungo sa pagpapakilala na kung sino maglalaro for this series. Kung hindi pa naman ba obvious, di ba? It's going to be Team Stallions and EVOS na kaagad, men. Wala nang intay-intay ng group stage, wala nang intay-intay ng playoffs pala, rather, rekta na tayo agad dito sa ating round robin.
Kailangan pa ba ipakilala itong mga to? Of course, this is the two heavy hitters, the two international representatives. Ang dalawang team na pinadala natin sa EWC at sa Grand Finals most recently, no? And yes, they are no joke. They are serious about the group stage. And I can't wait to see anong mangyayari dito. Mochi, alam naman natin na itong dalawang to, silang dalawa yung naglalabanan when it comes to being the top team in the country, no? Pero pahapyawan ko lang yung pag-uusapan natin between these two.
Go.
I mean, yes, we cannot deny that Team Stallions have had more success internationally. Pero laging EVOS ang nananalo pag naglalaban sila
Exactly. And I feel like pag-usap lang natin dito, no, sa ating talent pool kanina during break na there is this certain probability or this high probability that EVOS might actually be the kryptonite na laging kinakahirapan ng Team Stallions na talunin. And it might actually change though, might be reversed anytime soon, but that's also what's wonderful in this current rematch kasi ngayon natin makikita what or how are they looking right now right after yung recent na nangyaring EWC wherein nakita naman natin nag-place as sport itong si Team Stallions na talagang nagulat ang buong mundo, no? Right after the top 3 na puro Chinese team and as well as si EVOS na unfortunately nalaglag kaagad but are vouching to up for their retribution this time around.
Yeah, let's talk about EVOS a little bit, what the state of the team is after everything that's happened over the course of the quote-unquote off-season na nag-EWC. They are, of course, still on the same roster. Wala namang nagbago sa roster nila. But this iteration of the meta has been quite interesting for EVOS. Marami silang ine-explore na iba-ibang possibilities, not just in the strat-making department, but also in the weapons department. Now, I've seen a lot of the opinions about this, and it's been mixed, to say the least. Hindi lahat nag-a-agree. Sabihin na lang natin ganun. Hindi lahat nag-a-agree sa ilan sa mga experimentation na ginawa ng EVOS. So, ang malaking tanong, Mochi, anong ipapakita nila sa atin ngayon?
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of stuff that we're, ang daing questions, ang daing tanong, ang daing opinion, ang daing perspektibo ng madla sa mga nangyari recently here from the last EWC. And I think na magkakaroon tayo ng clarity this time, most especially na makikita natin na magtatapat sila ngayong araw na ito. Kitang-kita naman natin mga players, seryosong-seryoso, no, on their, what do you call this, on their zone or in their zone specifically, and I hope that we are gonna see their smiles then later kasi balita ko pagka talaga nagpa-pump up sila minsan yun yung nagdadala ng kanilang mga laro
Well, that is what they're known for, no? EVOS, a team that really loves hyping themselves up, and the one thing I admire them is that consistency when it comes to the local scene. Lagi silang nananalo locally, no? Always on top, always the #1 seed when it comes to these tournaments like regionals, like Masters.
Yes, and exactly. And I am actually curious din, no, ano ang meron sa kabilang kampo. Kasi tulad nga nasabi mo, there are lots of grounds of experimentation here. And dyan na rin magkakatalo. Kaninong kampo ang mas nagpaprayo ng confidence or kanilang comfortability sa mga loadouts na ginagamit nila? Or is it more on the innovative mindset? More of the meta creators? Which is something that would be definitely a question that will be answered later on. Pero how about Stallions? Stallions Daydome. Anong masasabi natin dito? Other than the fact na ang dami na nating nasasabi dito.
Well, first off, I just wanna say, grabe yung insight na nakuha natin kay Coach dun sa preview show na ano natin siya, na-guest natin siya, no? So, shout out Coach Tanks. Pero Team Stallions still at top form. Obviously, they're running from a high after a very successful run in EWC. Medyo busy yung mga boys, nag-huddle sila, as you can see on the camera, no? And the one thing that I love about this team, apart from the way they approach their mental, is how different it is from everyone else, no? Kahit ako kasi, pag naglalaro ako ng Crossfire, pag kunyari hindi ko feel na malakas ako, hype ko yung sarili ko, kaya ko to, mas malakas ako sa kalaban. It feels like Stallions, kabaliktaran yung mentality nila, no? It's more the humility approach, which is weird because it always works for them, not just here, but internationally. Speaking of the new meta, the way they approach the game, it's not necessarily as experimental as other teams explore the new guns and the new meta. It's more of innovating in their own sense. Una, sub-base. Nakita na natin yun in last year. Ngayon, Eagle Eye naman, I feel like yun yung fino-focus nila. Ano naman kaya ang sunod nila na ipapakita sa ating bago, lalo ngayon sa group stage?
Yeah, that is actually a good question as well, no? Like, you can see them trying to perfect every single map na madadaanan nila dito. Unti-unti nilang dinidiscover what actually works for them. And not only that, siguro, they're one of the few teams na talagang nag-i-stick to as long as it works, we'll keep on doing it, diba? Those types of approaches. And other than the fact that siguro na parang, is it second nature? Hindi parang nature talaga nila na maging unpredictable, most especially when it comes to approaches into specific and most complicated situations that they find themselves in.
Alright, kailangan na natin magtawag ng backup dito kasi mabibigat ang mga magtutunggali sa ating laban. So tawagin na natin sa Bipolar, Sneaky Frog. Pasok na kayo dito.
Ayan, hello. Tignan mo itsura ni Sneaky Frog. Seryoso. Pero simulan muna natin din kay Bipolar. Bipolar, musta?
Okay naman tayo dyan. Alam nyo guys, it's gonna be a rematch of the decade. Natapos tayo ng Masters in a final game wherein 3-1 ang ating scoreline, if I'm correct, wherein EVOS really took it to the storm against what we call now Stallions, dati silang Ubeg. Pero man oh man, iba gumawa ng script ang ating mga direktor, iba ka Smilegate, kakaiba ang pinapakita mo ngayon, day 1 pa lang ng regionals.
And yun nga, pero yun nga, I thought it was gonna be Mochi going back, pero yun nga, man.
Natameme
ako dun. Nabigani ako sa ni Polar dun, sa mga sinasabi ni Polar. Pero yun nga, man, I feel like EVOS and itong Stallions sa matchup has been, brewing for the longest time. I feel like this has got to be one of the best rivalries dito sa Pilipinas, and I mean, I think yung last rivalry na meron tayo was like Pacific versus SGJ, which was God knows how long ago, pare, 2 years ago na yun. So now it's time for the new age, and especially ngayon, paparating na tayo na 2025. Both of these teams have finally improved to the point na nakaka-compete sila internationally. One might be better than the other, pero at the same time, we're talking about yung locality na matchup na to, no? Mochi at Dato. I mean, every single time that EVOS has faced itong Stallions, especially in playoffs, they have won dito sa Grand Finals. Group stage might be a different story, pero pwede na rin ito maging message, no, for the rest of the league on who is going to be the best.
Yes, exactly. And I feel like dyan na rin papasok siguro yung mga sumusuporta, mga nagsasponsor and nagkukup-kup sa ating mga teams dito and for here in the PH scene and finally making their names internationally. But let us check out ang ating map dito. Dahil ang alam ko merong mga pinagdarasal si Bipolar.
Any sports sub-base enjoyers?
Sports sub-base enjoyers?
Sport yan, no?
Oh no! Oh no!
Uy!
Okay.
Oh, hindi, same.
Passing nga to, no?
Mexico? Oh my God, kinabahan ako, be.
We're not heading down that route, guys.
Guys, kinabahan ako, wala tayong alam sa Mexico dyan. Oh my God.
We're not gonna head down that path. We are gonna be hovering towards dito sa Eagle Eye, Port Enangara, which has been chosen by Stallions, itong Eagle Eye, and as well as itong Port, which is chosen by EVOS. But kaya, Bipolar?
For Stallions Eagle Eye 2.0, ganito lang, bibigyan natin ng statistics ang mga players based on my research. 60-40 ang ating percentage, 60 going to the hand of Stallions, 40 tayo sa EVOS. Just because of how dominating they are on Eagle Eye. Kasi napag-usapan din natin to nung simula ng Masters, na Eagle Eye has been the second parang second territory of Ubek Maniac ngayong Stallions. Pero for EVOS, they do still wanna fight here against Eagle Eye 2.0 kasi may alam tayo, on the hands of KLR, when he pushes in mid, dun nasisira yung momentum ng buong Stallions. Pero for Stallions, they wanna use KLB and KLP on that sniper position para matigil lahat ng pwedeng gawin ng buong EVOS.
Great point. How about you, Sneak?
Feeling ko Eagle Eye could be also a good pick para dito sa Stallions kasi considering that they probably have the most international experience sa mapa na yun, EVOS, yun nga, no, couldn't get much after yung EWC. But, yun nga, no, pagdating nga dito ng port, obviously, one of the best maps nga dito ng EVOS. I was actually surprised na mas pinrioritize ng Stallions yung Black Widow ban. But at the same time, yun nga, no, Stallions for the past few times na nakalaban nila dito yung EVOS, you know, this map hasn't really boded well para sa kanila dito. And knowing EVOS, di sila matatakot na ilabas yun for the first pick and leave port for map 3. Pero ang car is gonna be very interesting. Para sa akin, both teams very, very strong sa mapa na yun for entirely different reasons. Maganda yung GR side ng EVOS, maganda yung PL side ng Stallion. So, when we go to map 3, it's gonna be very, very interesting para sa akin.
Yeah, and currently with what we know, no, there must have been a lot of changes even just in a short amount of time here back in August. Pero let us now dwell into the predictions. Ayan ang inaantay natin dito.
Lahat kinabahan bigla eh.
Bumagsak yung
Bakit
puso ko.
ganyan yung mga ngiti nyo, guys? Parang ngiti kayo ng real ng ngiti naman. Kasi parang may mga kabado dito. Pero, ako na muna, sige, since iniisip nyo pang maiga yan, I am going for 2-1 EVOS. I am going down that path na this might possibly be a kryptonite story, but I'm welcoming Team Stallions to proving me wrong. How about you, Dido?
Okay, ito I'm gonna base my answer based on logic and history. And minention kayo na bipolar, the last time these two faced at a grand final, it was 3-1 in favor of EVOS. Ano yung mga mapa dun sa series na yon? Unang map, sub-base. Panalo ang Ubek Maniac. Yung sunod na tatlong mapa, Port, Eagle Eye, Ankara. Sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? Ayun lahat ng mapa natin today. Lahat yun EVOS yung nanalo. And yung Eagle Eye na sinasabi natin na one of the stronger maps ng Ubek Maniac, tinentry ng EVOS ang Ubek, ang Stallions noong grand final. So my prediction is gonna be EVOS through and through because of the map dito. I think makakascore ang Ubek. Siguro maybe in ports there's a chance, or Ankara. But it's still, I think, gonna be an EVOS advantage. 2-1 EVOS.
For me naman, I will stick to my previous and very, very sad, very aggressive prediction. 2-0 pa rin ako on the side of Team Stallions. Just because I think they've improved a lot. And for EVOS, prove me wrong, brothers. Pero for Execration, please, bigyan niyo po ako ng bahay dyan sa Cavite.
Naglimos.
Execration mention. Pero ayun nga, no, just to speed things up para sa akin, man, I think it is gonna be 2-1 Stallions para dito series natin. I think the read on the meta is a lot better. And feeling ko yung entirely dependent on itong EVOS, on how good they look today, kung paano magpe-perform si Zetra, man. Kasi, ayun nga, that kid out of every member dito ng EVOS probably performed the best dun sa EWC. So, ayun nga, looking forward to what he can offer, especially dun sa Port Top A.
Feel like we're also quite putting our coins on who will be popping off then in this current series. Most especially to be honest, hindi siya super pressure, but the pressure is there because of who are the teams who's gonna be playing. Kaya naman, ibabato na namin ang pressure sa inyo. Bipolar and Sneaky Rock, take it away.
Maraming salamat, Moche, and dito naman, Sneaky, meron na akong shield. Kung last time may Pansit Canton ako nilabas, may shield na ako para sa laban na natin for today. Just because this is, again, a rematch, Nikki, of what we last saw these two teams dito sa Pilipinas. Again, it was a different story pagdating sa EWC. But man, oh man, I hope everybody out there is ready for a match na sana. I know you are all hoping for a best of 5 series, pero pagdating sa best of 3 series natin, man, Any thoughts within these two matchup?
I think honestly, no, para lang sa kind of basing it off of how good some of the teams looked dito nga sa EWC. Just like I was said, Stallions did look better, no, kumpara nga dito sa EVOS, but at the same time, the locality of yung matchup natin, no. I think EVOS maybe coming in dito sa regionals has a better read on the meta, no, and now has finally fixed everything. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Pero yun na nga, we're gonna get back into the game. Weapons check. And we're back to normal para sa EVOS, pare. Thank the stars.
Yes, let's call it even playing field for these two teams. Pero syempre, Stallions, ngunguyain bang parang damo ang EVOS, or will EVOS create chaos and hammer them down like Hephaestus? Subayan na natin, subaybayan ang match number 1. A lot of map aggression dito sa hotel. Here comes the push. Mukhang STS pa atang papasok dito. KLP to start out the round. Pero Cetra and KSA with the kill of as well. Kano ngayon enabling himself in hotel. A 2-4 to exchange. Biglang nag-reposition yung mga players natin.
Yun nga, 2 versus 3 situation. Mapapabalik ng A site itong EVOS, pero si Kano gusto nang bumalik. Pero kailangan na maging careful dito. TRG around the corner can spot him out immediately. Kano gonna go down thanks to Keller. Pero si JJ magagaling pa sa likod gamit ang kanyang EBR. Pero meron na nakabantay galing dito sa EVOS. All angles covered para sa kanila. JJ, he has to start firing from long. Pero kay Elvin pa lang, di pa siya makakalagpas. EVOS, round number 1 dito sa Eagle Eye.
Okay, everybody won one round already for the side of EVOS, and this is a comfortable start para sa kanila. Last time that we've seen these two teams battled all out here, naging KLR and Cetra show ang mapa na ito. So will they do that again here? Pero now, looking like he will prioritize this mid take to maybe get someone here. KSA with a kill. Cetra ngayon, able to spot out KLP on the other side of the map. 2 players down already for STS, and they're crumbling to pieces in just what? 30 seconds into this map.
Yun nga, 2 good reads in a row para dito sa EVOS. Anticipating na merong B-long push na mangyayari dito from that bridge position. KLP not aware na meron na palang nakakakat dito sa tower. Zetra getting that free pick-off. Pero grabe naman yung EVOS still not putting the trigger on that A-side take, fully knowing na merong kababalaghan na nangyayari dito sa may B-hotel. Grabe, they're really trying to draw out yung Stallions from their positions dito.
Yeah, very much so. It's a great plan now for EVOS. Palagi silang kinukuha yung mid. Cetra taking the tower position, trying to look kung nasan nga ba si KLP, and spots him out easily. Sometimes we also see KLP in that A position kung saan he will look towards tower and take care of Cetra. Pero ngayon, kabaliktaran na nakita natin. A push coming in from Elvin might start dito sa ating mid area. 1 minute into the clock, wala pa rin tayo nakitang a lot of movement. Lineups muna ngayon to draw people towards B. At gusto nila ko rin dito yung A. Look at the push coming in. 5 players strong. KSA lang ngayon ang very much low in terms of HP. At tumitingin na nga ang ating mga players sa timer. Loy with a beautiful kill. Siya ang humaakak ng sniper. JJ able to kill off Cetra. Ngayon, open na open ang site for EVOS to take. But look at this, Stallions crumbling in mid. Elvin versus 2 players. Loy, JJ muli ang tatry para punteryahin ang isang player ng EVOS. There's not a lot of time for Elvin. Gets picked out and Loy gets that kill.
Grabe, even Lloyd starting to pick up yung TRG natin. The double sniper meta has gotten its way into Stallions, and it seems like Lloyd is gonna be the one to wield it, pare. And he is just as good. Grabe, really good overall defense para dito sa Stallions. At the same time, EVO's kind of messing up yung kanilang long fight dito. Smoke's nowhere to be found. So it was just free shots para dito sa Stallions the entire time na papasok nga dito yung EVO's, pare.
Yeah. It's crazy, Sneaky. Hanggang ngayon, kinakabahan pa rin ako sa matchup natin ngayon. But I think these two teams, mas kabado sila kasi syempre, there's a lot of things to prove. Tama nga ba, Sneaky? KLB, still here in B. Last time we saw KLB in this map, he was holding the sniper also, helping out KLP. Pero ngayon, iba ang plano. Mukhang mag-iiba din ang tempo dito for Cetra, able to kill off Loy in the bridge position. And now, with him falling down, this might be an easy open entry mula sa hotel. Pero it's very, very different for EVOS now na ganito sila kabagal maglaro.
Yeah, I think they're really just trying to punish yung active map control na ginagawa dito ng Stallions. Granted, meron pa rin silang hotels control. B-site is gonna be a bit iffy, no? Especially if itong EVOS is staying as far back as possible. It's very EU style yung ginagawa ng EVOS at the moment, pare. Just waiting out the possible pushes dito. Pero Kellar, around the corner, KLB has some help with him. Pero meron magagaling dito sa long. Zetra could make a shot of a lifetime dito, pare. TRG in his hands. KLB gonna be a dead man, pare. 3 versus 5. EVOS. Opportunity para makapasok ng B-side. Pero Kano, what can Christopher Robinson do para i-defend itong B-side? Pero hindi pa talaga, men. EVOS is just staying around.
Yeah. They're just playing with the time. Everyone is in the edge of their seats. JJ to see someone here coming in for Hotel. Still a lot of HP para sa kanya, pero Cetra very much low in HP. Kano ngayon ang magiging pillar ng B. Able to put him in a position kung saan pwede siya pumuntarya dito ng mga players. JJ with a kill. Yobib though, nahanap dito sa Kano. And now naupos bigla ang STS. Cetra and KSA connects from mid.
Grabe, they're playing with the time. They're playing with yung attention dito na Stallions, pare. Stallions were too busy trying to contain yung push na dito nasa loob ng stairs. Zetra sneaking in from second mid. And EVOS, man, grabe yung tawag dito, nasisira yung mental dito ng Stallions because of all the time that they're taking para pumasok sa mga sites. Stallions expecting EVOS to swing out of the gates fast as hell. Just like this though, Zetra will go down. Pero nandito na si KSA nasa ilalim ng B-site. Pero mapapaikot siya dito. KLB gonna be the one down. HK 417 in the hands. Pero KLB at JJ lumalaban pa nga dito sa loob ng site. Bottom A gonna be occupied. The captain does it, pare. Naubos na dito ang EVOS and Stallions make it 2-2.
Wow, that position coming in from KSA. Pumasok lang siya dire-diretso. Yobi to be the last player to be alive there. Kaso nga lang KLB able to spot him out. So palitan pa rin tayo ng scores here. First time natin nakita actually EVOS to push it out before 1 minute and 20 seconds into the clock ang inabot natin sa timer. Cetra in mid position once again, pero it's also interesting na nakikita natin to for STS na they're going for somewhat a 2-3 position, 2 people on A, 3 on B, tapos minsan pinapadala nila dito si Kano on that mid position. Pero EVOS not budging, still playing with the time, still playing with the pressure, using time as a weapon pagdating sa labanan na ito. They're going towards Hotel at Siloy has been hitting the shots. But can he perform against 3 players that are ready for blood, that are ready for some onslaught? KSA, papasok. Uloy, ako po he gets spotted out. KSA with a headshot there.
Oh my God. Napunta sa ground floor doon si Loy, pare. He right on the elevator, unfortunately. Eto na naman, man. It's a slow map control na ginagawa nga dito ng EVOS. They're just slowly approaching itong Stallions. And Stallions is galloping at them, pare. Pero si Yobib, the Dark Prince is prepared para dito sa labanan. Pero Kano with an opportunity. Turn around, getting si Zetra, but he couldn't get a third. Oh my God, the Wonder Boy is not done just yet. Pero KLP mapapabalik with the TRG. Pero EVOS na naman, it's that slow take that's slowly drawing out itong yung impatience ng Stallions win.
Yeah. Masyadong natetest dito ang Stallions. KLP has? Oh. Si KSA ata to eh. Ano si
that's his
Cetra.
teammate.
Oh, really? Oh, my bad. Mali yung tingin ko. Medyo my fault. Nape-pressure na tayo. 30 seconds onto the clock. KLP has 40 HP in the bag, still has the TRG. Keller though has been dominating dito sa mid. Owns it to his fruition, pero there goes the shot. KLP misses. When crucial times comes in, Keller prevails.
Grabe, 3-2 dito sa labanan natin. EVOS. I mean, obviously, this first half has been quite the back and forth, pare. Grabe.
Yeah.
Nakikita na natin yung strengths and weaknesses ng dalawang teams natin. EVOS, sometimes they do take too long to go for yung kanilang game plan. Yun nga, nag-order nothing sila sa game plan nila. The adaptability ng mga strats na ginagawa nila does not leave a lot of room for creativity, pare. Pero para naman dito sa Stallions, so yun nga, they do get drawn out a lot dahil nga sa passive play na ginagawa dito ng EVOS, but at the same time, sobrang tiwalang-tiwala sila sa kanilang mga individual na players na they're still gonna keep doing it. Kasi ayun nga, if you're not gonna make a play, then who's gonna make a play para dito sa Stallions?
Yeah, I get you. And nakita rin natin si Kano able to make a play doon sa Hotel, able to backstab the enemy, and that is what what's great for Stallions right now, hiwa-hiwalay sila, it makes room for creativity, just like what you've said na nilalak right now ng EVOS with their head-on approach into the sites. Nakikita rin natin na palagi silang 5-man, not a lot of lurking, not a lot of rotations from 1 or 2 players. So dahil doon, nadidwindle down talaga yung options nila. But tulad ng sinabi mo, talagang, alam mo, they're winning the gunfights. So nakukuha nila yung gusto nilang kunin without any repercussions.
Yun nga, I think yung more dikit na spacing na ginagawa dito ng EVOS, I think they're really trying to counter yung strength dito ni JJ, which is looking for opportunities sa kabilang side ng mapa. And nakita naman natin si JJ, no? Especially pagdating sa mapa ng Eagle Eye, if you allow him to get his lurks, then he is gonna pop off every single time. And JJ is the type of player na could carry a game individually just by himself, and especially with yung bagong weapons natin. The time to kill is so low now. I mean, him with an EBR would be a nightmare for any flank, pare. So I can't blame itong EVOS for playing somewhat of a turtle system na ginagawa nila at the moment, considering na, ayun nga, willing naman yung Stallions na humarap dito sa kanilang turtle, no? Granted, sometimes, it doesn't work, pero may para naman dito sa EVOS, I really think that they're really just trying to make this game as annoying as possible para sa Stallions, no matter how long it takes.
Yeah, tama dyan. This start map pa lang naman kasi will set up the tempo for the next 2 maps if aabot tayo sa Decider. And one thing to point out as well is they did somewhat of a similar playstyle nung nakita sila sa port in Masters, kung saan they are avoiding KLP as a strat as well. Kasi if you don't give that line of sight to KLP, hindi mapipigil yung push nyo. That's why we see them always going towards that B position, going towards hotel. Kasi that close quarter combats, doon nagpo-perform si Cetra, doon nagpo-perform si KSA. And even though nandun si Loy again in that hotel position, doon sa may reception area natin in the lobby, wala eh. Parang, it's not really their strong suit, kumbaga.
Oh, I think one of the main problems ng EVOS is possibly gonna be itong si KLP, no? I think KLP, especially pagdating sa kanyang top A positioning, has got to be one of the hardest snipers to remove dun sa positioning sa top A. Kita mo naman kanina, Zetra was trying to go for a jump nade, even he got punished earlier, no? I mean, with that and yung, let's say, really good teamwork na ginagawa nga dito ni Stallion, so as long as they keep KLP in a safe place dito sa A site, they're gonna have that lockdown every single time. Pero ayun nga, no, EVOS obviously weighing yung kanilang options, making sure that they can use all 2 minutes and 30 of the timer, pare. And ayun nga, they're gonna find the spots every single time. And yun nga, no, yun lang talaga yung problema dito ng Stallions. Aning lang sila minsan, someone has to make the opening play para sa kanila dito. But ayun nga, just maybe a bit of a conversation with the coach. Baka sabihin ni Tanks, hey guys, let's calm down. Hindi naman sila masyado nag-forward dito. Maybe we can go for some information sa hotel or maybe dito sa A-Long, pero let's not try to overplay yung hand natin kasi Stallions are in a pretty good spot.
Yeah. I mean, di pa naman talaga malayo yung mga rounds natin. Di pa naman talaga nagkakakitaan ng big plays from each other side. But I want to talk about just Yobib right here. His performance has been very much great in terms of this map alone, getting double kills, getting multi-frags as well on the other side of the map or in those encounters. Yobib, still contender pa rin ba natin on that number 1 spot, Sneaky?
Yeah, he's kind of tapered off a bit, pare, pero we're gonna have the entire season to prove that naman, no?
Yes.
Na he could keep that best rifler spot dito sa Pilipinas. It's kind of occupied by a certain 15-year-old at the moment. So, ayun nga, para kay Yobib, I feel like giving him an EBR made the most sense nung EWC pa lang kasi multiple times na nakita ko na si Yobib na nagsistream ng FFA niya. He is a god when it comes to the EBR. So now, we finally get to be shown what he's capable of pagdating sa weapon na to, especially, right? It's a weapon that does take a lot of siguro yung mga small moves or small intricacies siguro, kagaya nga ng where do you place yourself or kung anong do you commit to the actual spray. Parang madami kang kailangan isipin if you're an EBR player because the possibilities are endless with this weapon kasi in my opinion, this is the best rifle dito sa laruan. It's not the HK. Para sa akin, I think the EBR is way better than the HK. HK, merong use cases naman. Yun nga, one tap, great. But you can't spray with it, pare. So, para naman if you have really good EBR players on your team, kagaya nga ni Yobib, entries, support, or entries and on the support, it's gonna be so easy para sa EVOS if they can use it correctly, pare.
Yeah, and speaking of like fraggers, just like Yobib, si KSA also is showing us a game right now on that position kung saan siya papasok, together with Cetra, together with Yobib. He is actually getting the kills for himself. nakita natin, just like what he did before, and even in the EWC, he is leading his team towards victory. And it's just nice to see na hindi kailangan mag-effort masyado nila Kellar and the other players of EVOS, because they have these kinds of players na papasok lang pero hindi mamamatay agad. It's an entry fragger that will give you actual frags.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm actually surprised na hindi pa pumunta ng AK-47 itong si KSA, considering na it would be, matching his playstyle a lot more and more run and gun. Obviously, AK went from the tap-oriented to spray-oriented weapon na tayo ngayon. So, ayun nga, would be nice to kind of see him with that weapon. At the same time, alam mo naman si KSA, one of the highest headshot percentages dito sa liga natin. So, the HK does make a lot of sense para sa kanila dito. And now, yun nga, EVOS with legit weaponry in their arsenal, pare, looking very, very good. I think yung kanilang macro, granted, it's a bit slow, pare. It is actually perfect to punish a team kagaya nga ng Stallions dito who is desperate for that opener. And ayun nga, overall, team looks really good at the moment with real guns, pare.
Sobra. Iba talaga with the added guns right now. EVOS looking pretty good. And para lang sa mga viewers natin dyan that haven't been in the mix of Crossfire, si KSA po ay naging top 5 sa fraggers natin last season with a total of 250 kills, which means this man is really insane. As a fragger, as an entry, he is providing you with a lot of firepower. Pero enough about EVOS muna for now. STS, their run in EWC is gonna be a talking point for most of the regionals. Top 4, marami nagsabi din, top 4 internationally, STS versus top 1, which is EVOS dito sa Pilipinas. Tama nga ba na parang ginawa nilang pocket pick yung ng STS, ginawa nilang pocket pick yung EE.
Yeah, I think the biggest improvement ng Stallions going into EWC was actually expanding yung kanilang map pool. No, I think Subbase being exclusively their good map that they can play with internationally. It's good kung yun yung first international mo, pare, kagaya na nakita natin ng CFS25 Grand Finals. Pero pagdating naman sa EWC where, every single team is trying to compete for points and also, 750k, pare, medyo malaki-laki rin yun. So everybody is very locked in nung time na yon. And it is impressive yung nagawa nga dito na Stallions going into this tournament. Granted, the Alcad series can be chalked up to overconfidence from the Brazilian first seed. Pero the rest of the run looked really good para nga dito sa Stallions because of their bigger map pool. Meron na silang EE. They can now play GR side ngayon dito sa Ankara. Black Widow needs a bit of work. Mexico, not so sure kasi hindi natin nakita yun at all. I think yung biggest improvement possibly na pwedeng gawin dito ng Stallions going into the next few months is work on their compound too, pare. Kasi feeling ko compound is gonna be the map that we're gonna be seeing a lot more for the next few months, pare.
Yeah, actually, I was actually gonna say nung first matchup natin for today, which is Vanguards versus Envy, inaasahan natin na compound was also gonna be decider. Kasi it is a map wherein everyone already knows it, these players know it. So, yeah, I mean, I see what you mean na kailangan lang expand up towards compound yung map nila. But yeah, that's still a lot of work for an SAS squad na talagang, alam mo yun, methodical. Kailangan nila mag-work even harder going into this. Let's talk about JJ ng onte. He is how do I call it? Pag nakikita ko si JJ, he is a man that holds down the site and waits for people to get in front of his face. Pero right now, parang nasisira ng EVOS yun.
Yeah, and I think it's not really JJ's fault siguro, pwede nga nating sabihin kasi ang bilis na be-break yung usual defense dito ng Ubek. Ubek, granted, they like to start off in their defense slightly aggressive, for the sake of information. Pero ayun nga, pag na-break open na yun, JJ is gonna be a bit stretched thin kasi considering you have to back up for A, you have to back up for B at the same time. So, it's one of yung let's say, I would say glaring weaknesses, pero one of the things that they have to watch out for etong Stallions is they're very hard-headed sometimes pagdating sa kanilang gameplay. Like they will somewhat go all or nothing, or they do some stuff that they think is right pero does look bad in the grander scheme of things, no? So they're gonna see if they try to exploit that kind of thing kung kayo yung EVOS dito. But at the same time, Stallions is so individually good, pare, na that could just be all erased.
Yeah. I mean, it is a star-studded team na kailangan talaga natin makita pagdating sa mapa na ito. But everybody, I hope you guys are having fun with a little bit of our talk here, just showcasing the players. Map 1 pa lang po ng Stallions versus EVOS. Again, a rematch for the ages, a rematch for the decades. Ang basically top rivalry natin sa buong CFSPH. Please share the live. Pakita nyo, supportan nyo STS or EVOS on the comment section. Palakahin pa natin ang malaking crossfire community natin. But right now, we're finally going into the game. Sneaky, let's go back into Eagle Eye 2.0. Stallions now to 2 rounds in. EVOS 3 points.
There we go. Bit of a momentum break, no? From the prior rounds dito, pare. Seems like Stallions got a bit of a rest in that DR para naman dito sa EVOS. Ayun nga naman, same old para sa kanila. Just holding on to base as much as possible, trying to see if may mag-forward nga dito from the EVOS, or from the Stallion side. Pero para naman sa Stallions, no, I feel like they kind of learned their lesson. Si Loy, nasa loob na ng cable car, KLB inside of spawn. So, let's see what more of a passive defense looks like para dito sa Stallions.
Yeah, very, very passive. Kasi last time we saw it, it was Kano holding that that hotel position last time together with KLB or even Loy. Pero ngayon, they're trying to mix it up. We're seeing some improvements or some changes as well on their executions or on their defense. Pero a lot of aggression coming in from Yobib trying to enter towards B dito ngayon. Malapit na agad siya onto the side of JJ. But with KSA and the smoke, might be a problem for EVOS, pero alam naman natin to sa kanila, they don't care. They're just gonna be pushing in slowly just like this. KSA titikim ngayon ng granada mula kay Loy, pero he gets the kill, and now they enter like flies, dire-diretso, stampeding in. Pero Stallions ngayon are now gonna be going for a retake push 4v5 situation. A lot of wounded players, KLR and as well as KSA. Cetra, makakuha nga ba ng kill? JJ picks out, at ako po, Cetra still gets the kill somehow. Now makes it a 2-player advantage para sa EVOS natin. There's nowhere to be found ang ating STS squad. Kano able to put some damage on towards Yobib, pero these smokes sobrang ganda rin ng frag grenade mula kay Kano. KLB gets a kill. Paano sila nakuha ng kill? Kay Elvin, oh my god, Yobib through the smoke, kills of Kano. It's 1 players left for STS. It's KLP once again going for the defuse. Prius don't fake, but how he gets off, Yobib with the kill.
What is happening in this round 4 and 2? In this game, a back and forth during the retake going on, and shots through the smoke, everything happening all at the same time. And EVOS with a bit of a surprise dito sa B side, especially galing kay Zetra, getting that second mid player just off the jump, pare. And obviously, no, EVOS, despite the long DR na nangyari nga dito, pare, still are ready and roaring to go dito sa mapa natin.
I mean, feeling ko basang-basa talaga nila yung Stallions dito, because KSA dire-diretso lang sinaman. Wala man lang presence, ang tawag dito, on that long position sa B, underneath hotels, para makita man lang nila yung papasok ng mga players natin towards B, coming in from under the bridge, dun sa may hotel. Talagang walang presence. Their passive approach, I don't like it that much, Sneaky.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard thing to figure out yung ginagawa ng EVOS ngayon kasi very adaptable yung ginagawa nila, whether or not makapatay sila sa hotel or hindi. Gotta be contingency plan, pwede sila mag-B, pwede sila kumuha ng bridge position. There's so many things that they can do na yung ginagawa nilang default sa simula, and that's how it is. You really have to find a default that works para nga dito sa EVOS, and that it does. They keep getting space dito sa hotel. Granted, medyo napapag-iwanan dito yung A-site, no? Pwede nilang ikutan yun from that mid position. So, there's just a lot of options para dito sa EVOS, especially galing dito sa BL side.
Yeah, kahit na kahit talagang 5-man approach, head-on, dire-diretso lang, marami pa rin binibigay na space ang SDS, which is kind of alarming because we don't see a lot of like immediate flank ups. Kasi by this time, 7th round na tayo, Sneaky, you should know na palagi lang magkakasama yung EVOS. You should take advantage of a lot of the space in the map. Go for the flanks immediately once you see a player. Try to go for the big risk. Kaso nga lang, parang Stallions really passive, really going for the approach kung saan natatalo sila in a 5v1 situation kasi dire-diretso lang yung mga players natin for EVOS, and KSA is unstoppable. He is going in dry without any flashes as well. This guy is crazy.
Ayun nga, no? It's a perfect timing as well para dito kay KSA. A freshly thrown nade galing kay Loy. Obviously, kailangan mo pa ilabas yung baril mo doon. That split-second opportunity para doon kay KSA and he took it. It's just about these small timings na nakukuha ng EVOS every single time, and yun nga, no, it's the clock. They're really using the clock to its fullest extent. Hindi lang na tinatagalan nila yung push, they're also pushing at random times. So it's Stallions trying to guess kung anong oras pa talaga mag-execute itong EVOS, but EVOS doing a great job of kind of mixing it up as well. They're throwing flashes and nades all over the place, pare. So, you know, di ma-figure out ng Stallions at the moment.
Yeah, they can't figure it out, pero I think we'll be figuring out some technical difficulties after this short break. And let's go back into the action. Nakala ko si Mochi pala may kita nyo, pati si Daydon, pero kami ulit for the third time. Next time after this short break, kami po ay magsusuntukan ng Sticky. Kasama namin si Mochi and Daydon. But everybody, tayo po ay magbabalik sa ating labanan, EVOS Esports versus Team Stallions. It's been a battle actually, no, Sneaky, kasi round 7 ang last nating round.
Yeah, round 7 and last na round natin, pare, no. I mean, we've been here for a bit, pare, let's just say. And yun nga, bit of a bag issue siguro, pare. May nakita sila sa metal detector na hindi dapat ipasok sa Eagle Eye.
Yeah.
Pero yun nga, I mean, it is what it is. And we gotta get back into the game, pare, kung kayo nga yung either team dito. Pero yun nga, I think we've done all the possible checks, hopefully, dito sa series natin. And yun nga, we can probably get started soon kasi yun nga, no, sayang naman kung medyo mapatagal yung featured matchup natin.
Yeah, I mean, this is the main event. First day pa lang, ang ganda ng start natin. So, I mean, they're taking all of their precautions para at least, you know, they give you the best kind of entertainment pagdating dito sa ating CFSPH 2025. Again, everybody, it's been a nice day. Ang ganda actually ng first start natin. 2-0, tama ba, Sneaky? 2-0 yung labanan natin versus Envy and the Vanguard.
Yun nga, Vanguard taking it a quick sweep up against itong Envy Gaming. Para yun nga, granted it was a bit of a rough start para sa kanila on compound, but yun nga, no, that second half recovery kind of made it a lot easier para sa kanila dito. Same story dito sa kanila sub base. It was all about that second half, as you know, we do know dito sa Vanguard, pare. Pero ayun nga, I think we probably will see better galing dito sa Envy Gaming. I feel like yun nga, no, could be first day jitters, as every team does have, no, dito sa kanilang first na series in the entire tournament. So yun nga, no, hopefully we do see something better kasi hindi naman pangat yung first half ng sub-base ng NBA. So
yeah, that's true.
Yun nga, points to improve para sa kanila.
Tsaka they are a reformed team kung saan we expect them possibly 5th place ulit or even top 4. Pwede nang labanan ang Vanguard even after the 2-0 sweep up. Vanguard though have been adjusting, improving. Hindi pa sila in best form tulad nga sinabi mo in that sub-base map or even on the second matchup or a second map in that best of 3 series. Pero they're improving nonetheless, especially with their new addition of players.
Oh, for sure. I think everybody had the roster overhaul, no, going into yung off-season natin kasi especially knowing na it is the last push papunta nga dito sa tournament natin in China. So ayun nga, no, I can't blame really everyone to try and swap around. I think yung pinaka-interesting para sa akin, ayun nga, no, was the Envy, ayun nga, Envy to, or not, Nomad to Envy move. Galing nga dito sa kanya last at na Fervid. Granted, yun nga, no, Fervid, it's medyo nasasayangan ako sa Fervid because I feel like the team is pure potential, pero yun nga, no, hindi nila na-realize at that time. Pero Nomad coming back to familiar territory nga dito ng Envy. They look slightly better, pero feeling ko ang dami pang kailangan nilang i-work on. But still, yun nga, no, having a IGL like itong si Nomad taking the pressure off of dito kay Heck on the IGL role did bode well nung map 1. Kaso, ayun nga, map 2 kind of was a rough one para sa kanila considering sub-base. I was actually surprised na they would be willing to play itong sub-base against, you know, one of the few teams from the Luzon region that can actually play itong map na to. So, ayun nga, pretty happy overall about all the swaps kasi ayun nga, that's probably not the last we're gonna see dito sa Envy.
Yeah, I mean, they look better than before. We were actually glazing almost yung Fervid natin in Masters because we expected them to perform better than what? 3 or 4 teams na nasa standings natin, pero it was just a hard time mula sa kanila. Yung journey talaga ni Nomad and his team from Fervid. Alam mo yun, parang back and forth, hindi sila nakahinga just like other teams like Secret, like Execration, even MATTJESS, or Pacific. Ngayon, Nomad same new team but same kind of territory. He's been here before. We're gonna see more of him, especially in Heck with that sniper, crazy. Pero Vanguard with Woos, if I'm correct, Deston the Wonder Kid, a Superman instilled with a sniper rifle that is so accurate, makakakuha siya ng 30 kills in map number 1, is also something to look forward to. Pero everybody, again, matchup of the day, oras na tayo, time check 8:18 in the evening, EVOS Esports versus Team Stallions. Wow! Ano ba yung second map natin dito, Sneaky, if ever man umabot tayo dun?
Port na magiging map number 2 natin, pare. Okay, port na magiging map number 2 natin, pare. If y'all have no idea, we're not... Yun na lang.
Yeah,
yung mga thread, pare. Yung masasabi nga natin dito. And ayun nga, port for map number 2, I feel like it's gonna be very interesting, especially para sa specific na matchup of KLP and Zetra. I think everybody's been waiting on the answer of who really is the best sniper dito sa Pilipinas. Granted, KLP has went further dito sa mga tournaments natin. He has shown good performances against, the best of the best. But at the same time, with the limited time na nakita nga natin kay Zetra dito sa EVOS, and even with the weaker sniper na AWM, he was still hitting very, very nice shots. I think he was 17 plus franks at one point sa isang EVOS game nila against Goken, if I was not mistaken. So, medyo bigatin yung kalaban ng EVOS dito. And yun nga, Zetra, especially in that top 8 position, gonna be a very scary prospect para dito sa Stallions, and gonna be a big job para kay KLP to try and clear.
Yeah, and it's also, iba yung playstyle ng dalawang players na to pagdating sa port itself. Cetra always taking that mid positions and prioritizing B as well. Not really a lot of A takes mula sa EVOS last time na nakita natin sila doon. Pero for Stallions, siya lang ata nakikita kong sniper na nagpo-push towards CA, if tama yung iniisip yung connector towards long A. Holding that position very much aggressive. You don't see that from a sniper that often. Tapos lahat ng pataas mula sa ladder in mid, doon siya nakakuha ng kills. And it's just free killings mula sa kay KLP on STS side. And in terms of statistics, nako po, Sneaky, I have a lot of statistics para dito, para pag-usapan natin. Actually, EVOS, pag BL side, 50%, 48 win rate lang sila dyan. Pero for Stallions, on the GR side, did you know na umaabot sila ng 70%? So, it's Stallions map to win if iisipin mo. Kasi pag nagpalitan na ng sides, 60% win rate lang yung GR ng EVOS.
That's actually interesting, considering na EVOS, I would expect, especially pagdating sa mapa na to, would have, a slightly weaker na BL side, pero as of recent rin kasi, they're starting to have some revelations on BL sides dito sa mga mapa nila, whether it is sub-base, whether it is port, especially, nakita natin actually up against itong Pacific. And ayun nga, with that kind of map pool, I think yun lang yung that's one of the few things that EVOS does better kumpara nga dito sa Stallions, which is Stallions has a bigger map pool and they can play a lot, more maps a lot better. Para naman dito sa Stallions, they can play, yung limited map pool nila really good. So it's about mastery versus, options para dito. Pero yun nga,
ayun nga, I mean, last time we saw them, 10-4 yung scoreline nila sa port. And speaking of 4, why not let's go to 4 heads? Para kasama naman natin dito in this lovely evening si Mochi at si Dado. Nasaan na ba si Salvatore pati si Ramon? Dapat nandito na rin sila.
Lahat pala 6 na tayong nandito, Pero mag-extend lang tayo muna ng saglit, as we wait for our players to necessarily prepare and perform up to their fullest potential later on. While all the while, pa nagchichikahan din to si si Bipolar siya si Sneaky Frog. Gusto ko yung nagkaroon tayo ng biglaang preview show for this tabi. Pero okay lang yan, Just do your take of players and let us see kung ang mga pwede natin pag-usapan for this one. Kami nang bahala sa inyo. Dahil balita ko itong si Daydom masaya ngayong hapon. I wonder why, ano kaya ang rason nito,
Oo, tama ka dyan, Dadom. Oo nga, tamang-tama ka dyan. Wow, what an insight.
Hello? Andiyan na ba si Dadom?
Tama no, Sneaky. Grabe yun. Grabe si Dadam doon, Sneaky.
Ay nako, pag naantay natin si Dadum siguro paalalahanan na lang muna natin. Ayun na ba?
Hello,
Andiyan ka na ba, boss?
hello. Andito na ba ako?
Yun!
Alright. Siyempre, Mochi, masaya ako dahil ang ganda ng laban. Ang ganda ng laban ni Bipolar at ni Sneaky Frog dito sa ating caster's deck. Hindi, ito, seryoso. Sobrang ganda ng laban so far ni Stallions at saka ng EVOS. Because it's close. It's a lot closer than I think what a lot of people might have anticipated given recency bias syempre towards Stallions, no? But ito, matanong ko sa inyo, pinag-uusapan nyo kayo na Sneaky and Bipolar, the snipers of EVOS and Stallions. So on a more serious note, kasi there's been a lot of highlight on KLP, lalo na nung EWC, talagang favorite siyang pag-usapan ng mga commentators, ng mga casters doon, no? But I want to ask you guys this. Who do you think is more quintessential? Sino yung kailangan ng team nila? Mas kailangan ba na, mas essential ba ang performance ni KLP or ni Zetra when it comes to maps like Eagle Eye, when it comes to maps like Subbase, for example? Which of the two ang mas pivoted by the sniper performance of their respective teams? Sige, Polar, I see you making a face. Ito, sige, go. Answer my question. Sige, Bipolar.
Ito, papakita ko lang sa inyo kung ano ibig sabihin ng quintessential. Representing the most perfect typical. Okay. For me, KLP is actually the more important kind of sniper dito sa labanan na to. I think Sneaky Frog would agree because Cetra is a fragger that holds a sniper in my eyes.
Ay.
Sneaky
Ang
Frog.
hirap.
Do you agree, Sneaky Frog?
Oh, pre. I fully agree, pare. Ayun nga, KLP has, I think granted, no, he's probably played yung easier of the sides kumpara sa dalawang snipers natin dito. So, I think, ayun nga, granted, he is playing slightly better, no? Feeling ko kasi Zetra is not getting as much opportunities kumpara nga dito nga kay KLP. I think it is kind of yung new default na ginagawa nga nila dito. Pero para sa akin, I wouldn't be surprised if Zetra starts hard peeking kasi ayun nga, no, EVOS, obviously you can't be holding yung spawn for 2 minutes straight every single round. So we might see some aggressive peaks galing dito sa kanila.
I just want to add more to that. Cetra is an aggressive taker with the sniper, and with me saying na he is a fragger with just a sniper in his hands, doon talaga natin may kita if gaano nga ba yung, kung gaano kalayo yung limit na pwedeng gawin ni Cetra. KLP kasi is more held back, able to frag out, pero nakahanap siya ng angles para makita yung kalaban. Yun yung parang pinagkaiba nila on my eyes. That's why I think, KLP has that upper, quintessential factor na talagang in that sniper role, he is providing even more in terms of sniper lang naman.
Alright. Sorry for laughing there. Natawa lang ako sa term ko na quintessential. Pero ito na, Mochi. I think ready na ituloy yung laro. So let's throw it back to our casters. Bipolar, Sneaky, take it away.
Hallelujah. Welcome back to the Casters deck. We are back here on game number 1. Match 1 pa lang tayo dito. We're going in straight to the game. Wala nang Mochi, wala nang Dedom, wala nang Sneaky, wala nang Bipolar. Nandito na po si Kellar, Yobib, KSA, Elvin, Zetra, KLB, Kano, Loy, JJ, and KLP ang mismong main event. They're going for a slow approach muli. STS is on the GR side muna ngayon. EVOS have been controlling the game, going for 5-man pushes kung saan hindi mamanipula ng STS yung mapa.
Yung nga, same old default, no? Galing dito sa EVOS. It's a lot more forward this time. Instead of holding itong spawn mismo, no, for 2 minutes straight, you can finally see a bit of mid-presence galing dito sa ating EVOS squad. Elvin, obviously, sinasamahan din dito si Zetra. Has to be careful about that A-long push na kanina pa natin na pinag-uusapan. But of course, Stallions, same position para dito kay Loy with KLB helping him from the back. Pero problema, KLB, may kita na si Elvin swing from Loy, getting itong si Zetra. Can he get away in time? Killer still shot in the head. What a shot galing dito kay Loy. Yobib na lang natitira and that's gonna be him down. Stallions stopping EVOS at the hotel, pare.
And this is the Stallions that we saw in this matchup alone against Navi, holding that hotel position. Loy in that position is just too big to throw down. Ngayon, susubok ulit si KSA together with a sniper Zetra as well. So papasok kasi sila dito, pero Loy alone right now. Kasama niya naman si KB sa likuran, but not a lot of presence mula sa STS. May kita ata ni Loy dito si Yobib in a quick shot onto his body, kills him off, throwing some grenades, throwing some flashes para madali lang yung push, because alam nga natin na EVOS is playing like 4-5 man every time na nakita natin dito sa EE.
Yun nga, KLB now actually holding itong hotel position natin, pare. Loy right behind him. So palitan na KLB around the corner. HK could be very deadly if shot in the head at the right time. Taps are gonna go through. KLB getting to. Hindi nagpapapasok sa hotel si Dorman, pare. Cetra. Last one left alive for the EVO squad. Tapped out dito sa ating submission, pare. Ayun lang.
Ayun.
Anong nangyayari sa past 2 rounds, men? Stallions, they figured it out.
Yeah, nabasa agad ng buong Stallions kung paano maglarong EVOS dito. And just like you said, the Dorman KLB sends the other players into the other dimension. Ganun yung naging paging manipula niya on that hotel side. And this is what we've been wanting from Stallions since round number 1. Kung paano sila mag-hold dito sa hotel, they should have done this from the get-go, from the beginning. Now, Kellar, holding this sniper. We know na naging ganito nga pala yung setup ng EVOS in port and as well as in EE. Let's see kung makakuha siya ng kills. Right now, not a lot of aggression, not a lot of playstyle muli. Pero it's also curious, medyo nakakapagtaka na gusto pa rin ng EVOS mag-push out dito sa hotel. Pero nowhere to be seen ang Stallions.
Yun nga, not much aggression this time. I like the mix-up galing dito sa Stallions, no? So even EVOS are now guessing kung anong type ng depensa ang kanilang papasukan dito sa B. And it's actually very solid, no? KLB, as long as he has itong second mid under his hands, it is gonna be fine. Pero tignan mo naman, bit of a straight-up execute. Actually, on the B side, Loy peeking around the corner, pero KSA yung una makakuha sa kanya dito. JJ gonna be right down up next. USP, KSA speeding on through dito sa may RS, pero yun lang, di na nakita si KLP na nasa loob na smoke. 2 versus 4. 1 player low, pero Stallions only 2 players left.
Can they do this? It's Kano and KLP though. KLP just needs 1 shot para matulungan niya dito si Kano. Already in the flank up. Pero kung titignan yung mapa natin, Elvin is on that long position sa B. Pag nakita to ni Kano, he might get the round of his life. They go towards hotel, unscathed, undamaged, unwounded. Cetra will peek out. Makukuha niya yung tuhod dito ni KLP at pinagbababaril yung likuran ni Kano. We're going for a switch of rounds. EVOS, still a 1-point advantage.
Ayun nga, alam kong sawa na kayo sa mukha namin, pero yun nga, we're gonna have the second half turn in just a bit, guys. Pero
yes,
I mean, it's a good back and forth in the first half. Lagi natin ina-expect na ganito yung game 1 ng EVOS at Stallions. The real game starts in the second half, pare. I mean, it's a game of strengths. BL side para sa Stallions, GR side para sa EVOS. Both teams really good macro on either side of the map, no? So it's just whoever plays the better side today, pare. Feeling ko, itong first game can possibly set the pace for the rest of yung series natin.
Yeah, very much so. Right now, let's see kung kaya nga ba nila ituloy yung pagdodomina dito sa ating Eagle Eye. We're going right straight after the switch. STS ngayon will try and make some ways here. Looking at the guns, a double sniper setup on KLR and Cetra. We notice that this is their proper way of executing this. Zetra might plant himself towards that hotel position while KLP and Loy ngayon ang kukuha ng sniper. Usually kasi ang nakikita natin dito si KLB
Pero Loy, obviously being down to low HP, gonna have to take that backseat, pare. Pero the backseat is actually gonna be the front as he crashes into Kellar dito, pare. And ayun lang. Naging 4 versus 5 agad. Loy, the support player, actually out of commission, pero kailangan mag-innovate dito ni Stallions, possibly maybe look for an odd pick dito sa A side. Pero tignan mo naman kung gaano ka-passive in depensa ng EVOS. Both players on A side playing first floor instead of second.
Yeah, sobrang aggressive actually. Sobrang unorthodox kumbaga. They're playing the time as well, pero mukhang iba ang plano ng STS. They wanna go towards A right now with some flashes coming in from the backside. KLP waiting for someone in the side to peek out. Kaso nga lang, hindi talaga lumalabas. Very passive ang EVOS. Flashes inbound to maybe stop and delay some pushes. Wala pa rin naman ditong nalalaman ng EVOS. KLR, mukhang may naspatan doon. Might be Kano. The C4 is making its way here in mid tower. Pero ngayon ko lang na-realize, KSA is also very close in this box position kung saan pag nag-peek out, pag nag-push dito sila Kano, mamamatay sila ng isang mabilisan lang. 50 seconds on the clock. Going towards that A position once again. Mabagalan laro. Sila naman ang gagamit ng timing ngayon. And now, Kano, sprays some fire here inside. Yobe will get the kill out of nowhere. At ito na nga talaga.
Wow.
Ang massacre, ang onslaught mula kay KSA. KLP with a kill off, pero mag-isa lang siya dito. A double kill para sa kanya. The shots does not connect. Yun lang. Hindi tumama doon sa may tower side and KLP falls down.
Grabe, I love that setup actually. Galing dito sa EVOS, sniper in the top A, rifler, nakapakita lang yung kanyang paado, no? Just for the sake of baiting. He's not gonna die due to the fact na yung legs lang yung kita dun sa may hagdan pare, and KSA with the late activation dito sa big box. It's a gratefully crafted na crossfire dito sa A site that really just won them the entire round pare.
Yeah, it was also just KSA really waiting for that push-up. And such great place right now mula sa EVOS. 2 points up ahead. Yobib in the same position as Loy was when they were on the GR side. Loy ngayon ang mauuna, hindi daw muna si Kano. Nakita nga dito sa KSA at yun na naman, Sneaky, pinapakita na naman yung mga bala. Loy will get the kill. And this is a good start for STS. KLB also activates. Nakuha na nga si KLR from that top position and all of A site is so clear. It's so wide open pero Elvin papasok agad without any of his teammates. Gets back, waits for his teammates to reconnect. Yobib in mid. It's a 3v5 situation. Not a lot of utilities for the side of STS anymore para ma-stop yung push dito ng EVOS. 30 seconds on the clock. Malayong labanan. It's Kano to maybe stop here. Yobib. Naparinig na ata dito kay LP with a shot will connect finally onto Yobib, onto his arm. Loy to get the kill as well. Ang papasok dito ni Loy is gonna be the best kind of scenario for STS.
Yun nga yung sinasabi ko, man. I mean, it's those individual players stepping up to the plate and it just so happened to be Loy dun sa round na yun. I'm actually surprised that EVOS is leaving itong A-long that open na nakakadaan si Loy, nakakadaan si Kano going into that long box. Pero tignan mo ngayon, STS actually deciding to stay a bit far back except dito sa B-long. Medyo minamadali na yung B-long. Actually, Zetra getting itong si JJ. Kano will also go down pero KLP will get itong si Elvin. Wow. Just a flurry of frags from both sides. And fortunately para sa Stallions, buhay pa yung kanilang sniper. Zetra is out of commission, pare.
Yeah, palitan lang tayo dito. That's why KLR now holds the sniper in his hands, possibly wanting a quick frag para sa kanya. Pero KLP, good positioning here. Might spot out Yobib. Pero Yobib just carefully, graciously going underneath the stairs mula sa hotel. At ngayon KSA in a different position now. Kung kanina nandito si Zetra, siya naman ang nasa taas. Will he be able to stop this push? Waiting for KLR to rotate as well. KLR spots him out. Naku po, Loy with a headshot. Ang entry fagger ng taon is gonna be going towards Loy if he gets this kill onto KSA. Naku po, it's gonna be a round for STS pero Yobib pushes out from hotel. KSA ngayon very low in HP and Loy with a double headshot and KLB to stop that push. 6-6. What a round.
And yeah, Stallions, it's that PL side that is so deadly, pare. Openings after openings para dito kay Loy and kay KLP. And this is that PL aggression na sinasabi ko na has won Stallions countless of games, pare. Look at Loy running on inside ng bahay, looking for the opportunity. Yobib has no idea. KSA spotted as well. KSA trapped on the inside of the house and Loy, the landlord, has come dito sa A side. Pero Elvin, pipigilan na yung B hit dito. KLP gonna go down pero Kano will get Elvin. They are fighting every single part of the map. Bipolar and they're winning every single fight. Grabe naman yun. 7-6 Stallions fist fighting their way to a 7th.
Total world domination. Multiple angles, multiple sites being taken pero si Loy ang difference maker. After that dead round, 7 kills agad si Loy. Siya pala ang solusyon sa problemang ginagawa dito ng EVOS. JJ will get the first kill onto KSA, the crucial player kung saan siya ang tumitigil sa push ng STS. Yobib, medyo activated ngayon, medyo flicky with the kills. Now gets that kill onto JJ. A 1-for-1 trade, Sneaky. At nagtumahimik bigla ang ating mga kabayo mula sa STS.
Yep. Gonna have to peel a bit far back. Pero KSA, para dito kay JJ, is not too bad of a trade. In all honesty, flashes are gonna start to fly dito sa A-side. Keller will get ito si Kano. Pero KLB, Loy, around
Look
the
at
corner,
Yobib.
hindi nila naspatan si Yobib na nasa loob na spawn. Good headshot kali kay KLB. Pero si Kellar, nasa taas pa rin, Loy. Quick scope, Zetra, gonna get him eventually. Kellar will get KLB. Nako po, 7-7. It is looking like yung El Clasico natin, pare. Map 1, always so close.
Yeah, it's so close. After those dead rounds, parang hindi nawala ng momentum yung dalawang teams natin doon. And I was actually surprised na hindi agad namatay si KLR doon. I didn't necessarily see kung may smoke nga ba sa harap ni KLR, pero he was there, just naked, dry, and raw. And right now, Zetra, here in the hotel position, holds down hotel alone. Pero look at the shot! Kung si Loy yung gumagawa ng milagro ngayon, tinanggal agad ni Zetra. Siya ang demonyong titigil doon. At two players coming in from long now in A might want to get the push here. Kano to carry with KLP. Wanting to do something less like Loy.
Bit of a rough spot para sa dalawang STS players. He cannot share yung metal box cover na to, pare. It is only made for one person and his name is Kano. Will get itong si KLR. Can the entry fragger snipe his way out of his position, pare? Making medyo difficult to Zetra. Still live and alive on the other side of the map, pare. Can make his way all the way back to A, pero Kano slowly inching. Dropping yung sniper. Yobit expecting itong si JJ. Grabe naman. Good flick up with the EBR. Kano. Look at KSA. Yobib versus Kano. The two best riflers, man. Slowly but surely approaching each other dito, pare. Good spray galing dito kay Yobib. And he does get both. 8-7 para sa EVOS. What was once a lead ng Stallions. EVOS now snatch it from their hands, pare.
Yeah, ninakaw agad yung 1-point lead dito ng Stallions. Ayaw pagpahingahin, ayaw bigyan ng onting advantage. Kano leading the fray here in Hotel. It was an aggressive approach mula sa EVOS from the previous rounds, pero ngayon they're holding down the stairs position, which if Kano necessarily goes in, it will be a detrimental push from him. Mahirapan siya dito once again. 6 kills onto this guy, and this round alone, it looks like passive ulit ang ating mga players, pero mukhang umaabante ng onti yung EVOS.
Pero EVOS, starting to get a bit more frisky, no? Dito sa mapa na to. And Zetra especially, wanting to go for the opener. Pero KLB, expecting yung double doors push. And unfortunately, wala nang sniper dito yung EVOS, with the exception of Kellar. Pero Kellar is that secondary sniper, no? Not as sharp as itong si Zetra.
Yeah.
But man, solo A-hold. It has to be a solo A-hold, pare. Should be a full B-stack para dito sa EVOS. Pero Yobib, medyo stuck sa loob dito ng hotel, or is he? Nakuha na pa nga dito si KLB. Kano, spotting
Dito
Yobib
to?
around the corner. Nako po, does take a bit of work to get him down, but finally he does. 3 versus 4. I think bipolar B hit yata to.
Yeah, they will just commit here, especially with Loy connecting here in mid. KLP with the sniper once again, looking towards that spawn ng EVOS. 50 seconds on the clock. The B is not yet clear. Since andun pa naman sa Elvin, KSA to pick up from bridge. KLR still actually waiting for someone here in A. Mukhang maling read to mula sa EVOS. And we might go for another tie round. Pero smokes become a problem. Tumitigil ang laban. STS not really pushing right now, trying to do what EVOS has done onto them nung sila ang nasa GR side, using the timers as a distraction, using the timer as a weapon. Papasok si KLP, hindi na sniper ang hawak niya, using the M14 EBR, gets one kill. No! He falls down! Pero may train of agad para kay Kano. Now si Loy tumatakbo. He is the flash, running towards the site. KSA, KLR, nandyan si Kano sa cable car. Anong gagawin nyo kung 30 seconds na lang ang nasa bomba natin? Loy still looking towards the backside. Still a man advantage for STS. EVOS, you need to push. You need to do something. You need to frag out. KSA waiting for the flash, waiting for the smoke. But Loy now enters for the double kill.
Grabe naman, and this is the game that we waited for. This is why it's a featured matchup, pare. 8-8, 2 points away from a first map, potentially 1 point for each for OT. Grabe naman, Stallions versus EVOS every single year. The gift that keeps on giving, the game that keeps on playing. And grabe man, it is no different in this one, pare. Every single player fragging out of their minds. And it is about who gets the first checkmate between yung dalawang teams natin, pare.
Yeah, sino nga ba kukuha ng Precious Kings in their mix? Sino nga ba sa Prince natin ang kukuha ng first kill? ang Pasko ay maaga dito sa CFPH. If they get the kill, no, they cannot. Loy gets passed through the defense. Paano nagawa niya yun? Just ko
Tinesting
po.
na lang. Tinesting na lang,
lang.
men, kung magana yung
Testing lang.
sniper ni Keller.
I mean, you just said na hindi naman kasing katulin or kasing sharp ng sniper dito ni Cetra. So, some fault there mula kay KLR, pero he still wants to look towards that long position. Might spot out Loy once again. Hindi na naman tatama.
Mid. Yun lang. JJ will get itong si Yobib. Keller though will get KLB in return. Loy around the corner. All of a sudden, KSA takes him down. KLP will get itong si Cetra. Hold on, wait a minute. B side could be wide open. Pero hindi pala. Stallion's gonna calm down a bit. They know na merong opportunity dito sa A site. Keller being the only sniper they have to worry about. KLP looking for the opener, big box. Keller occupying it. Keller has to be careful. Wallbang could be
Grenade.
there. Nade is here. KLP will get him down from downtown. Now po, Steph Curry from 3. KLP gets one more. Can he get another 3? It's not gonna be there para sa kanya dito. Elvin will get the sniper eventually, pero naandito na si Kano to type the magical numbers on that C4. Pero Elvin, the lurk for EVOS, the backline goes for the front instead. Elvin now finding his way dito sa mid position. JJ with the sniper, steady lang. Pero tignan mo naman si Elvin, gusto niyang i-flank itong si JJ. JJ though fully aware of it. Pero Elvin around the corner, helped by 2 players, and there it is. Stallions, after such a tense round, pare, they finally get match point.
Yeah, the match point right here. STS ngayon have been struggling but now are rampaging through, are galloping their way towards a win in the first map. Sobrang hirap ng ginagawa ng EVOS dito that they've been dominating it so far. Pero mabilis ang push mula kay JJ with a pistol. Gets that kill onto Cetra. And B is so clear. Kailangan tumakbo ni Elvin pero now he cannot get anyone. Yung shots hindi kumokonekta pero it connects onto 2. What was that? A grenade kills him off pero the damage has been done. 3v3. The bomb is planted. Sneaky na ko po, Loy. Wants to get more kills. He's been bloodthirsty. 10 kills onto this guy. Possibly even more. Flash is connecting. 30 seconds. Yobib nag-aantay din ng prime opportunity. KLR, what will you be doing? The flash will be there, pero sila yun ang flash. Look at Loy, rampaging, getting the kills. A rampage para sa STS. 10-8.
And Team Stallions with a statement win dito sa Eagle Eye on their own map pick. EVOS, granted they had the better start dito sa game natin. Unfortunately, could not capitalize on their momentum. Maybe it was the DRs, maybe it was the bags, but who cares? It's still a 10-8 para dito sa Stallions, pare. Grabe, what a back and forth of a game. I mean, it's EVO Stallions, pare. Every single time, something spicy happens sa map number 1.
That's right. I mean, you said it quite clearly na ito yung gift that keeps on giving. Palagi tayo umaabot ng possibly overtime. Ngayon, umabot tayo ng 10-8. I mean, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. That is what STS means here. Pero for EVOS, this is not that bad of a loss. Kasi sabi mo nga kanina, magdidikta ng series na ito kung paano lalaroin ng dalawang teams yung first map. And EVOS played it dominatingly until the last 5 rounds. Sila yung may control.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, STS, no, especially in that second half, it was really quite the back and forth. EVOS nakakasuntok rin. More of a passive defense galing sa kanila on some of these parts. Pero yung pinakamalaking reason kung bakit nakakahabol na rin yung EVOS on this GR side is parang they let go of the leash that they had nung PL side nila dito, pare. Zetra was playing a lot more free. KSA was finding opportunities. Elvin was moving forward. Unfortunately, that is playing into the hands of Stallions dito, pare. They love being aggressive. They love the chaotic gameplay na nakikita natin dito sa mapa.
Yeah.
So, pagdating naman dito sa second half, especially pagdating sa BL side, Stallions were at home. Man, Stallions were at home with this kind of gameplay. Granted, back and forth yung nangyari dito, but then, yun nga, no, within the chaos, Stallions thrive, pare.
Yeah, I mean, they are in a warfare. Kaya nga sila mga kabayo, and they are used to getting into the maze, getting into the battlefield. That is why Loy prospers, man. Akala ko si Kano yung magpapapanalo ng win na yun, but it was Loy nonetheless. Siya na yung, as a support player, you don't necessarily see that guy getting in the front line, going for the entry frags. Pero for the second half, siya gumawa ng milagrong yun.
Yeah, I mean, it's the miracle maker, man. Itong si Loy, every single time, nga, even back then dun sa MATTJESS, even back then dun sa Metacore, this guy has been one of the core players talaga in any team if you want a good fragger.
I mean, everybody, welcome to the jungle. For the first map, horses muna against the tigers. But right now, let's get into the panel once again. It's Mochi and Dado.
Grabe, no? I never thought that
Mochi,
yung
hello.
mga praise.
Hello, Mochi.
Ay, hello?
Hello, ayan,
Hello?
Ayan.
Alright, we are now
She's back.
here. Pero ang sinasabi ko lang dito, no, that hindi ko inaakala na yung mga predators natin ay ma-outsmart ng kanilang mga praise. Like, you would normally expect that the Tigers will be the ones dominating here, but instead they were outrun by our Stallions here. And definitely, everyone's on their element here, they do.
Yeah, it felt like a stampede mula this Stallions. No? They ran over that second half. And I definitely agree with what Sneaky said. No, they really thrive in the chaos. It felt like there was a lot less structure for EVOS on that GR side, but I don't blame them for it. No, I mean, I feel like kahit na hindi ganoon ka-structured, what I mean by that is walang masyado strategy. They take the fights, they let themselves off the leash, which is a good thing for EVOS because these are monster aimers, the mga players ng EVOS, no? But they have to remember that this is Ubek they're facing against. This is Ubek with ilan yung sabi ni Bipolar, 70-something% conversion rate when it comes to the BL side, and a team that loves playing in the chaos, a team that loves playing in those duels, no? As Loy demonstrated, as the players themselves demonstrated. And as the game went on, well, Stallions just took the lead and they took and ran away with it, as you mentioned, Mochi. So I feel like in the map of Eagle Eye, the context becomes whoever is having the better day talaga between these two teams. Sila yung umaangat. And I think that's the case dito sa mapang to, no? Dikit yung laban up until the players of Ubek felt like they had a little bit more comfort. Tapos wala na, dumire-diretso na sila.
Ako personally naman, this is currently the map wherein nakita natin yung version ni KLP nung lumalaban siya sa EWC. I saw multiple shots there that there's some really close resemblance nung lumalaban siya doon, and I cannot deny na we cannot deny at lalo na natin naiintindihan bakit ginigilay siya ng mga commentators there at that time. And not to mention that Loy is definitely one of the deal breakers here. Definitely the person that moves mountains here for Stallions. I mean, lahat sila pretty good. Overwhelmingly powerful currently. But at the same time, ang tindi ng kanyang mga ino-occupy ng mga spaces to the point na nakakaligtaan ng EVOS, no? Minsan hindi nila alam kung saan dumipwesto nung si Loy, nandun na pala sa likuran nila, just spraying down, no? Just donning hell on them, which is pretty much a really W map for them.
And I think kapag si Loy yung naunguna, yung nagrarally sa troops dito ng STS, I think it's the go sign for the rest of the players, no? Na, tara, contact play tayo. Tara, let's just go for the peak. Fight the smokes, fight them head on.
Sabay-sabay
yun na nga, that's when pure instinct comes in for the Stallions, and you love to see it, no? Especially on the BL side where they have to create that space, they have to challenge angles. It's their job to create that space. Parang it's really fitting the way they play naturally. Parang ito yung
yes.
I think that where talent comes out, not necessarily how it's built, how the team is built, not necessarily how the strategy is going to be. Pagpasok, magla-line up tayo, and then we will clear the corner, clear natin yung bahay, clear natin yung EA. No, we just fight. We peek out through the smoke, Loy hides in the corner and finds a highlight reel with a triple kill. I mean, I feel like that's the way Stallions was able to take this map away from EVOS. And I love it. Very action-packed. Sabi nga ng casters natin, this is the matchup that keeps on giving. It's very entertaining.
Highlight lang natin, this is simula ng Masters, this is like the strongest map of EVOS. Then right now is na-outsmart and na-out strat na ngayon ng Stallions ang kanilang team, which definitely showcases how much growth that they've had from the past month or so. Dagdag na rin natin siguro that when it comes to like what you have mentioned, no, letting everything unfold naturally, no, supporting their strengths, amplifying their strengths, and working on their weaknesses. Kumbaga sa halaman, hindi mo siya pipilitin na tumubo sa clay, eh. Alam mo yon, like you just let them, just give them where they should be comfortable in growing at, and let it all unfold right then and there. Pero ngayon, ito natin dito sa ating set summary here, Elvin and as well as Yobe with over 1 na ating KD, where hindi naman ganun kalayuan itong si KSA and as well as si Setla. There's been pretty much great plays from them as well. But on the other hand here for Team Stallions, definitely, sobrang lapit nila sa isa, just showcases kung gaano sila ka-close nag-work with each other.
Lahat sila magkakalapit apart from one player, and that's Loy. 1.89 kill per death. I mean, this is typically not we see as the fragger. Typically si Kano yung nakikita natin. Minsan si KLB nga, no? But Loy, full steam ahead, really showcases just how fiery, kung gaano ka-init yung laruan ng Stallions ngayon, and how raw, in my opinion, that playstyle is. Let's take a look at who the set MVP is dito, Mochi, no? But I have a feeling it's a certain someone who likes playing the HK, at yun na nga. Loy. A 0.94 kill per round also, halos guaranteed yung kills niya every round.
Yes, definitely. Well-deserving naman din ang ating highlight atong sila ngayon for as our set MVP. And maybe this is like quite of a new fresh breath of air. Kasi parang nasanay tayo, Kano, tas Kano uli, tas malilipat kay KLB, tas kay Kano uli. Pero right now, we're seeing this support finally gain the attention na kailangan niyang mag-gain for quite some time already. Kasi this is one of the players na parang kita mo tahimik lang, but at some point, biglang magiging explosive, and then he's gonna do it the next round again and again and again until the opposition don't know or don't entirely know what to do anymore. And it's been prevalent during this time as well, most especially when meron siyang mga sinisipat, inaabangan in order to bounce upon their opponents, and gawa niya yung role na iyon ng maganda. Definitely more than a support, if I may say.
And I love the way Loy achieved this set MVP din, no? If you take a look at the highlights, hindi siya raw contact. It's more on catching the opponents off guard. It's parang parang siyang combination of being a very smart player while also being very sharp. So hindi lang siya one-dimensional type of playstyle, and that evolution of the players is really what we're after dito. Pero, Mochi, enough about us. I think it's time to set up ang ating set number 2. Pero bago yun, guys, magpapahinga muna kami for just a bit. So ngayon, we'll just be having a quick break. Magbabalik kami after a bit. This is Daydom and Mochi. We'll be right back after this.